All right, welcome back here on SportsLine. Phone lines are still open, 737-7767 if you'd like to get in on the program. Now is your opportunity. We've got a open bank of phone lines, so a very short wait if you decide to call in. But for right now, let's move on. Let's talk to Delanie Walker. This is a guy who should have been in the Pro Bowl right from the start this year. He led all NFL tight ends in catches and receiving yards this year, set a Titans franchise record. He continues to improve each year here in Tennessee. It was funny, when he got signed by the 49ers, everybody kind of referred to him as the Swiss Army knife, the tight end that can do anything. He's not afraid to block for you. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. At the time, he was a pretty darn good special teams player. He was just a really good role player in San Francisco behind Vernon Davis. He comes to Tennessee and he throws out, I want to catch 60 balls. That's what I expect. I want to catch 60 balls. And I think at that point he'd never had more than about 25 catches in a season in San Francisco. And you thought, 60 balls, huh? You're going to come out and catch 60 passes next year for the Titans. And lo and behold, that's what he does. And then he tops it the next year. And now this year he blows that completely out of the water with 94 catches for over 1,000 yards. His improvement has been steady and remarkable, and he is absolutely a piece that they will build on moving forward. Just a star in the making that is a great safety blanket for your franchise quarterback in Marcus Mariota. And again, he's a guy that when you talk to people around the league, he really should have been a Pro Bowl selection outright. Probably was knocked because he played for a team that had the worst record in the NFL this year. But ultimately, the way things shook out, Delanie Walker and Jurrell Casey both went to Hawaii last weekend, got a chance to play, and both frankly shined out there. Delanie Walker with 3 catches, 80 yards, including a 53-yard touchdown in the second half of the game. Casey had an interception off a deflection early on. So it was just a chance for them to really prove, and I think it was good. I think a lot of Titans fans enjoyed it, to see those guys who we see them on a weekly basis and understand how good they are and how important to the team they are. But for them, it was a chance to show really the football public at large just how good they are and the fact that they belonged in Honolulu with the rest of the Pro Bowlers. John Burton got a chance last week to check in with Delanie while he was in Hawaii. Here's a taste of that interview and what Walker thought about his Pro Bowl experience.
And we are pleased to be joined by one of the Titans Pro Bowlers, tight end Delanie Walker. You acknowledged during the season that the Pro Bowl was a goal for you, Delanie. What does it mean to finally get recognized and get that trip to Hawaii?
It means a lot. It shows that all the work I put in is paying off, and everybody's starting to recognize it. And, I go out there every week and sell out, and I'm glad the fans notice it.
Since you've gotten to Tennessee, you've just gotten better and better, career highs in catches and yards each year you've been here. What do you attribute that growth in production to?
My family. Every time I'm on that field, I think about my family. Every year I tell everyone I'm going to get better, and I do it for them, knowing that they're watching and cheering me on. So that's all I do when I go out there. I think about my family, and I put them on my back, and I try to have the best year I can.
What a season you had in 2015. You led all NFL tight ends in receiving and yards, and you did it primarily catching passes from Marcus Mariota. What did you see from Marcus in his rookie year?
Seen a lot. We worked on the off season and just went to schools and was trying to pick each other's brain and see what each one of us like. And we found each other out there in the field. It was just like our minds clicked when we ran routes, and I see a very good player out of him, a leader. I think when years to come, he's just going to be a Pro Bowler, probably even setting records because he got the talent to do it.
Delanie Walker, Pro Bowler Delanie Walker, thank you so much for your time, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you, JB. And number 82 going to be a big part of what the Titans are doing moving forward. He's a Pro Bowler. You build around guys like that, and his performance consistently has been a huge part of the Titans' success and a huge part of Marcus Mariota's success as a rookie quarterback in the National Football League. And as we've talked a few times, I think I've even brought it up on the show, if you're looking at the Titans, if the NFL was somehow a keepers league like fantasy, and you could hold on to 10 guys on the roster and let everybody else go. The guys that you're looking at on the Titans roster that you're absolutely not letting go, Delanie Walker's at the top of the list. Jarrell Casey, the other Pro Bowler, who's at the top of the list. Marcus Mariota's at the top of the list. The other guys that fit into that mix, Taylor Lewan's not going anywhere as your left tackle. Brian Arakpo, Derek Morgan on defense. Jason McCourty at cornerback, who, by the way, looked good today, working out and running on that injured groin. He had surgery that was basically on injured reserve for the entire season last year. He looks like he could play this weekend if he had to. That's a great sign for the Titans. Wide receiver, you probably don't give up on Dorial Green-Beckham yet. I think Kendall Wright, you feel if he's healthy, he's a good player for you there. But who else is in that mix? It's a short list, and it's not hard to find that 10 or 12 that you would want to keep in that scenario, and that's the problem for the Titans. And again, I go back to that's why John Robinson's the more important hire, because depth is an issue right now. Talent is an issue right now for the Titans, and that's got to be fixed. And if it's not fixed, it doesn't matter who the coach is, because if you don't have talent, you're not going to win. We saw that this year. The Titans didn't have talent, and Ken Wisenhunt and Mike Mularkey both struggled to win games. At times struggled to be competitive in games. You got to improve the talent. You got to have more depth to be able to compete in the National Football League, and that's the charge for the Titans. And as a caller said earlier, they've got some money for free agency. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They have the second most money under the cap of any team in the NFL. Only the Jaguars have more money to spend. So there'll be a chance to go out there and go after some guys and identify who you think are the best fits for your team, or maybe the biggest position of need. And it'll be interesting to see what they do, what John Robinson does, because that'll essentially be his first order of business with this team. And it'll also paint some level of a picture for what to expect in the draft. He's got the number 1 pick in the draft. There are holes to be filled. You got to do something on that offensive line. You're going to have to find more depth on your defense. You're certainly going to have to make some moves in your secondary. Probably have to find another playmaker, a wide receiver, and you got to figure out who your running back is. The running back that you can actually count on to hand the ball to 20 to 25 times a game. So it'll be, do you find those things in free agency that help you fill those holes? And where do you go in free agency? It's going to be very interesting to watch to see what this team does and how they begin to put this roster together, because it's a two-part piece. It's free agency, which you can resort to and go after guys that really fit what you're trying to do. And then there's the draft. And that's really the foundational block to building your franchise. John Robinson believes very much in the NFL draft and what that means to your team. So both of those are very important pieces for sure. 737-7767 is the number. We will take your calls here through the remainder of the night if you'd like to jump in on the program. But I want to get back to, just because I think the sound is really interesting. It was such a fun weekend in Smashville. Everything that went around the event was great. It was fun to watch the Predators shine in their hometown. The ovations that they got throughout the weekend were just deafening inside Bridgestone Arena. The crowd on the red carpet was overwhelming. It was something like out of a movie premiere or more. It was done very well by the city. It was received very well by the NHL. So first I want to hear from the Predators players, the 4 All-Stars, Captain Shea Weber, his blue line mate Roman Josi, goaltender Pekka Rinne, and then the late addition, James Neal, comes in and all he does is score 2 goals for the Central Division in their one game in the 3-on-3 All-Star Tournament. Just a great weekend for all 4 guys. They all sat down together with the media after the game on Sunday night. So let's take a listen to what they had to say now, and then we'll move on to some other stuff in a little bit. But here are the Preds' 4 All-Stars after the NHL All-Star game on Sunday night.
Shea, just now that you have time to look back at this weekend, what do you think this weekend meant for hockey in Nashville?
It was great. I think everyone that was here experienced it throughout the NHL, saw what a hockey city Nashville is, and definitely one of the best ones that I've been to so far.
It's rare for a goaltender to take a penalty. Just to do it in the All-Star game, is that kind of a funny moment for you?
I guess so. A little bit embarrassing, but yeah, I had no clue where the trapezoid was going at that point, so I was trying to get rid of the puck, so making things a little bit too difficult for myself. But you know, I'm in the stats now, so.
James, for a guy who didn't even know he was going to be here until a few days ago, scoring 26 seconds in and having the night you had, pretty special?
Yeah, very special. Just the whole weekend, you know, being here and just everything that was surrounding this weekend and all the hard work everybody put into it, and just seeing how it turned out and being a part of it was awesome. So, like we said, you know, every day being around the rink, it's been a great weekend for hockey in Nashville, and I think everyone's you know, seen that.
Shea, what was your reaction to the ovation that John Scott got and also the goals that he scored?
Yeah, nice goals. The one, Peck's helped him a little bit with the one he kind of shot back into him. But yeah, he did a little bit of everything. He's probably got the best stat sheet out there. He had a fight, he had a hit. I don't know if anyone else had a hit, a couple goals, so he might be the best player out there today.
When did you guys know you were all going to roll out at the same time? First time in All-Star history, an entire starting lineup from the same team. Did you guys know beforehand, and what was kind of the thoughts going into that? Anybody?
Yeah, he told us before the game that we're going to start the game together.
Good thing it was 3-on-3, yeah. So we could be full starting lineup.
Well, was it cool, though, to go out there and see in the crowd in Nashville, Pekka, James, Roman, everybody all together as one?
Yeah, it was cool. Definitely, we're very fortunate to be here on behalf of our team and represent the Nashville Predators. To do it in front of our home crowd was definitely special.
Yeah, other than you guys, who do you think was having the most fun out there?
John Scott.
Everybody. It was a great experience, a lot of fun. Obviously, you get competitive out there and you want to win the game, but I think it was still a lot of fun.
James, you were traded to the Predators. The guys sitting next to you were drafted by the team. What was it like being embraced by the hometown fans in this game? And is this better than whatever vacation plans you had otherwise before you were added?
Yeah. You know, right from day one of being traded to Nashville, you know, getting texts from all these guys and, you know, them welcoming me into the, you know, Predators family has been awesome right from day one. So they're all great guys. I couldn't have been happier to be named to the All-Star game, and especially it being here in Nashville. I found out after the Vancouver game, and you know, I was really excited, and to have my family come down and be a part of it. It's just been unbelievable weekend, and it was a ton of fun.
For Roman and Pekka, your first time skating in an All-Star game, what'd you think?
It was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and like we all said before, and playing in Nashville was great, and yeah, the whole weekend was just a great experience, and I really enjoyed the game tonight too.
Yeah, same thing. Just like many times before, it's in your home building in front of your fans and hockey fans in general. It's just feel very fortunate to play in Nashville.
Last question, right here. Just one simple one is, it's an exhibition game, obviously, but does it sting at all that you guys aren't still out there playing for the championship?
Yeah,
a little bit.
Sure.
We wanted to win, yeah. I think everyone was engaged in the game. You know, it was obviously a different format, but everyone got a great feel for the passionate fans in Nashville and how good hockey is here. So I thought everything was great.
And I guess to follow up on that, you said everybody's engaged. Everybody wondered how 3-on-3 would go. What's your reaction, especially the guys who played before compared to the past?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I thought with all the ice out there, you're forced to skate, and guys were moving, and like James said, I think guys were engaged and wanted to win, so it makes it a little bit better hockey to watch.